wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. Pile number 29, and I'm super excited to be with you guys. As always, we're going to deep dive into love the community, then talk about what's happening on SwissBorg network with the crazy golden week, with Earn bringing more ways to earn in a safe way, and always talk about CHSB Gardens. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel, the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. SwissBorger, bientôt une opportunité earn on Matic sur SwissBorg. Je n'ai pas trouvé de date. So, is there going to be anything regarding Matic? Yes, we'll talk about it right away. But before that, let's have some much fun. News of the week. Overall, it's very bullish. It's quite crazy to see how essentially the case of XRP has been officialized, not being considered as a security. That means that there's very strong chances that other essentially cryptos will not be considered as securities, which means that this will enable essentially the world to finally be all aligned that there is some security tokens, but there's definitely some tokens that are not securities, which is very important for the mass adoption. It might be much easier for decentralization too. Funny enough, there are a lot of different BRICS countries like China and other ones that are trying to figure out how to create a new currency, because the de-dollarization is something huge, and that's why the golden thematic is very important. Last but not least, the Bitcoin ETF is just a matter of not when is it going to happen, but when is it going to happen, which will definitely push the industry and bring billions to almost trillions of dollars into this new economy. Market cycles, well, we had some great volatility happening, and some, on Thursday, there was definitely a great day for a lot of tokens like just XRP, Matic, and other ones that had a maybe be on the sanction list, I would say, of potential being a security with SEC. So that was obviously has been played well. Right now, we go back to retracements, but overall, it's exactly the same theme. There's not so much retail going on, but there's definitely a lot of institutions that are placing huge bets on Bitcoin itself. Maybe something as well to look into consideration, it's that the dominance of Bitcoin is losing a bit of importance towards the rest. Right now we're at 50% roughly versus the other. So there's maybe something to be played. Even if Bitcoin is going to be rallying a lot, we still are seeing that other players are growing, which is very good for overall alts, coins, and for the rest of the Web3 market. Member of the week, I have to shout out to my dear, lovely Gilles. Gilles is, there's no need of introduction, and probably everyone knows him. If you don't know him, you should know him. He's been supporting us in multiple different ways. I just wanted to shout out to him, and actually Danny really wanted, because he has created something extremely cool, which is that if you see him at Paleo, which is the SwissBorg Golden Week, and you say him the word SwissBorg Golden Week, he will actually give you a beer. Good thing is that I'm going on Thursday. I just got some tickets earlier on, so I'm coming on Thursday. So I hope, Gilles, to see you, and I definitely will count to share you SwissBorg Golden Week like that. I'll get a free beer. And worst case scenario, you know what? I owe you one too anyway. So I will exchange maybe my wonderful your wonderful beer versus something else. So anyways, much love to you, Gilles. Hope to see you on Thursday. And again, if you don't know Gilles, he's been helping us in so many different ways. So let's please have a warm welcome to Gilles, and follow him on Twitter or wherever you want. Next community events, and again, I was really apologize for the Zurich. I really thought I was going to go there, but long story short, it happened to be that it was in St. Gallen last weekend, and it was quite a far stretch to go to Zurich. But after tomorrow, we're going to have the golden finale, with a really good quiz. A Kahoot's going to going on, and a lot of different things to be rewarded with. So please check it out and be there later on. Announcement of the week, obviously, it's just happening while I was speaking. There's already over $1 million that have been committed at more than 1,000 people that have already subscribed. And I'm sure these numbers are just going to grow with day and day. I know that I purchased a fair amount of this thematic, and more importantly, I really have put a certain amount to DCA from USDC to essentially this golden thematic forever. So I see this as a long-term play. This could be perceived maybe as a troisième pilier. This could be perceived potentially like a kid's account or something that you want to look on the long run, right? It won't probably perform extremely well on a short run, but something that out of a long time period is just to do that DCA on a monthly basis, weekly basis, daily basis, whatever you want. Just put it in and maybe X% of your of your investment plan, your retirement plan could go that. It depends on your risk. Go from 1% to maybe 10% could go in that. I think so. This is really a long-term play, which I believe is a great one. And what I like here is that the golden rule of financial freedom is to make your money work for you. And I think so. This is very important. What it's saying is that we really need to get out of fiat, because fiat is essentially a money that you essentially lose money every day. It's a melting ice that is not happening well, especially dollar itself. Talking about that, to really push this incentive to the highest and to celebrate, actually the first 2 months, there won't be any subscription fees for this golden thematic, completely free of charge for everyone to really embrace this golden thematic, to embrace wealth management 2.0, and hopefully to bring more people to build their wealth in a healthy way, of course. And maybe for those that really haven't, got into the golden thematic and haven't really understand, I think so. It's always important to associate two elements in the investment, which is to look at the performance divided by the risk, because the more the risk you take, the more potential the performance is going to be good. But sometimes those performance, even if I personally okay with risky assets, not everyone is. And I think so this is exactly why this is important. So if you looked at the last 3 years, Bitcoin's actually Sharpe ratio has been quite poor. If you look probably at the last 10 years, it was very good. Gold, pretty much the same thing. And here what it is that if you put half and half, the Sharpe ratio essentially of Bitcoin and gold together would be extremely good. It will be actually double that. And the reason is that sometimes Bitcoin performs extremely well. And sometimes in the other cases, when things are not going well, gold performs well. And Bitcoin essentially goes really down, right? In every, essentially bear market. And the idea here is to do even more than that on our back test to show that if it reshuffles in a way that is smarter, which it participates a bit more in the bullish periods, and in the bearish, essentially Bitcoin's the leverages position, well then hopefully this golden thematic will be able to have a Sharpe ratio that is higher than that. And this is something that's very good. Of course, this is a back test, and that doesn't mean it will actually behave in such a way in the future, but at least this is the hypothesis behind it. And this is a bit like what you've seen in terms of numbers since 2020. Essentially, what is beautiful of that is that the golden thematic would outperform essentially Bitcoin, would outperform as well essentially gold, both together, by playing in it in a smarter way. So why people should invest? This is a real saving account. This is something for the long run, like a kid's account, saving account, whatever you want, because this is a smart play. What is very important is that this is a better way to take profit from trades, because I think so this is something that we're not actually very good at. Very often people are good to invest, but taking profits is something that not everyone is used to, and you really need to get into that. And I think so this is a great way to do that. And the best of all of us is the easiest way to invest with the markets, because it's playing that beta move. It's playing with the markets, and it's trying to really hedge against bear markets of crypto. Is trying to as well make sure that it's not too volatile, and that you are performing in the bull markets. So this is, I think so, a really reason why this makes a lot of sense. And last but not least, I think so the best way of building wealth is always to be into the game. So what I've done is that I have recurring, and X% of my salary, of my savings, I transfer it directly into the app, right? So every month, out of the 100%, I'm able to save like 20%. 20%, I send 10% of that to SwissBorg, and then the SwissBorg, so the CHF that I receive, I essentially auto-invest it into a lot of different tokens that I believe in, such as SwissBorg token, of course, into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Aave, and other ones that I like very much. And in the Web3 thematic, that's something that I play as well. And this is exactly the same thing as how on a subscription base, I'm able to automate to get into these different thematics that will play the long run. And this is what it is. So it's direct debit, auto invest into the golden thematic to build your wealth on autopilot, right? To really build autopilot to your financial freedom. That's really what it is. And it won't look as a great return in the short run, but, you know, very highly likely on the long run, it will pay out extremely well. And let's say like right now we're in the transitions where we will get into a bull scenario. So what is good to be done like right now is to go from, let's say, your fiat, right, to essentially the golden thematic, which makes a lot of sense. And the other is to do essentially to make sure you're doing auto investing into whatever different cryptos that you like, mem tokens, Ethereum, whatever you want. In the bear case, I think so what's very interesting is actually to go from essentially Bitcoin itself or the other cryptos to auto-invest them into the golden thematic. Because in the bear scenarios, you will still be able to participate into the market, not stay in cash, and probably get some virtue thanks to the gold. So it's really there to protect your assets. So it participates well in the bull markets, not as well, just to make things clear, but it will do still some good performance, and in the bear, it will probably outperform it extremely well. So that's a good way to play it. Bull markets, do some of it, but do a lot of auto invest into the favorite tokens, and then eventually in the bear market to take profits from your tokens and then auto invest into the golden thematic. So all in all, the golden union for rock solid wealth is how to put in autopilot your financial freedom and to, believe in what's the future by respecting what built wealth in the past, which is gold and the financial freedom of Bitcoin. When you thought that this was over, no, there's more. We're talking about staking. We're talking about Earn. There's a new strategy that's putting in place with Lido, which has, it's not like Eigenlayer, doesn't have such a really long redemption time. It's actually a 3 days only cooldown. It's a 5% APY, which is really good. It's going to be launching essentially tomorrow. So looking forward to that. And what is really amazing as well is that we will be launching for you on Matic on Thursday, a really cool way to get a nice APY on a Polygon on staking. So this has very small risk. And there's a 4 days cooldown for that. Because when you're staking on a protocol, it takes some time to essentially redeem it. Kiln, which is a great partner that we've chose. I did a special episode with him that we'll be showing in the Power very soon. But as staking as a service, this is literally the platform that we believe that are great. They're based here in Europe as well, and that we believe we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff going forward. Guardians of the CHSB, it's your time to vote 600,000, 60,000 CHSB tokens are your choice is to do in the safety net, to burn, to reward, or more burn, essentially. I don't know what more burn means, but it is what it is. So scan here your QR code, of course, vote, cast. It's very important to have your democratic routine to vote what's the best. I always vote for different things, and I believe that the safety net is important. The burn, we all love it. I think the reward is really cool because it's essentially a way to yield. So up to you guys to vote for what you think the best is. CHSB and some data. Unfortunately, it's a bit low on the premium, 248. We like to be at 350, so not great. Overall, a little bit more CHSB stake though, which is always good. And this brings us to community index. Is going to be a good score or a bad score. Fortunately, it's a good score. I think there's a lot of momentum happening with the Golden Week that have helped a lot of course, some price action last Thursday, which was good for trading and for bringing more momentum towards SwissBorg. So another great week for SwissBorg. This is the golden thematic, a new era where finally we're able to really bring what's from TradFi and build what's from the DeFi, bring from the on-chain world to the off-chain world, merging those two together. I think so. It's going to be a massive change for us as well. This is another way really to build your wealth on a long-term play, the type of saving accounts, the troisième pilier, the kids account, things that you really want to look for the future, and they could, that could perform well in the bull markets, and then hopefully in the bear markets, it could really protect your assets with that resilience of gold. I think so. This is a really game changer. I almost forgot to thank CryptoCG for this. This is, I love it. I really think that this is really a cool one. Look, it's the safe fit crypto solution for all seasons. It's orange. It's perfectly done. Obviously, this is a limited edition here. So I think so. It's beautiful. So CryptoCG, thank you so much for doing what you're doing. It really, it really does go directly to my heart, and I'm super proud of wearing this t-shirt, especially in these days, because we do all seasons, right? And yeah, I mean, like always, the next game is to really understand how you could autopilot your dream. I had a big talk with Anthony yesterday, and we're having a big workshop tomorrow with Christoph and other different people, and trying to what's the big next game for SwissBorg. We've done quite well to build these different 5 layers, and I said, but what's the next step? And we thought about it a lot, and I think so a lot is about essentially yourself. Who are yourself? What's your goals? What's your profile? How can you become, a better person in terms of a wealthier person, right? And are you financial free already, or how do you get to financial freedom? And I think so. These are the big questions we're trying to answer, and hopefully this will be built in the app. How we could really be your little extra to become extraordinary and build your wealth together in the most the best way possible. So these are the big chapters of how we really want to show the next big move of SwissBorg, and how we really want to bring you in a better experience, a better journey, that you'll be building your wealth with us. And with that, we'll be conducting a lot of different I think so surveys and things like that. So if you guys are open to it, it will be lovely. Looking very forward as well to the SwissBorg Association, how this is going to unfold. Yeah, there's so much other things to be done. I like this time in summer where you have more time to think about, what's the big next thing, and not be in a rush too much. So as always, be wealthy, be healthy, love our CHSB and our equity. Much love, guys. Take care. Bye.
Through SwissBorg, all assets will have a fiat gateway. And here is the thing.
Premium features gives you 0 fee trading.
It's an amazing fiat gateway.